Hello my beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to another reading by me, Jane, and this is Intuitive Energies, and this is of course for Pisces. This is my Pisces channel, my very first channel for you guys, and because I'm a fellow Piscean and I feel the love, this is for you. Okay, so this is going to be a very soft reading, as well as connected to the one on Sunday, very closely connected. I went ahead and listened to the reading and kind of had a little bit of a channel session, also a card pull from the Cosmic Journey Oracle to give you even more information on that first reading. So I guess this would be either an extended or a bonus, whatever you see it as. And let's begin. So there won't be any card pulling. The cards have already been pulled. I will be discussing what did come out. So we were looking at how we are flipping the feeling and letting it go in the first reading. And the first card that came out was the Nine of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. And the Nine of Cups was talking about really reconnecting with the self, taking care of the self, filling one's cup. And that's by liberating yourself from those bad feelings. Sometimes it's just flipping the bad feeling and letting it go, and fill your cup and not take away from it, right? And then, so today when I was pulling, while I was listening, then another 9 came out. So that's the first indication that this needed to be said and seen. And it says, cut away what is no longer needed for you. So there's a lot of synchronicity with this message. And you see a limb being cut and fear being written on there. Fear of not being cared for or loved. And it's time also to cut yourself away from bad feelings. From things that will repress you. It is well known, well at least for me, I feel it's well known or known enough that when you prune a tree of things that no longer need it, it allows the healthy limbs to grow. And that is a great indication of this. This is a dead limb, okay? And I hear the saying, beating something to death with a stick, you know. That's what this feels like as well. Just cut it off, get rid of it, and let the parts that are supposed or meant to grow, grow. Holding on to any kind of those sorts of emotions or feelings are not healthy, and they're not conducive to the 9. 9 is, I believe in 3, 6, 9, and 9 is that realm that we come from, the energy form that we go back to once our physical journeys are done. That's the excellence, right? But in order to do that, we have to really prune the tree so that it can grow up towards that energy and really get it, really let it in. And if you don't take care of that, if you let things fester and kind of rot, you're going to hurt a lot of that energy. I like that they're keep putting that because it's really valid to what you need to go, okay? One of the things that this card says that you don't need any more validation. A lot of these things when we're wanting somebody to like us or wanting somebody to explain to us, we're looking outside of ourselves to say, love me, care for me. And you don't need that validation, okay? You're a sovereign. You're king or queen of your own life, okay? What would your life look like if you really lived by this principle, okay? What would you change if you live by this principle, and what would stay the same? Okay, so what would you do different if this was the case, if you felt that within yourself? One of the other things that mentions is, why hold on to what's accumulated by default around you? In other words, the way things were, the way things were expected to be, you know. You're supposed to be loved and accepted by everyone. You're supposed to change yourself to fit into everybody's mold. Who is that serving? Okay? So intentionally decide what stays and what goes. Consider all the stories, all the beliefs, all your relationships, even the physical reminders that are not like vibing with who you are now. Okay? So it's really saying, look at what's there and find out what's not true anymore. They also suggest decluttering, you know, office, room, anything that doesn't represent who you are evolving into. Because trust me, you are definitely evolving. All right, so I'll put that here. The next thing that we are looking at is, the next thing that came out was the Four of Cups. And that Four of Cups had a light in the background. It was a very different Four of Cups, and it came from the Mystic Palette Tarot, from Ciro Marchetti. And a person was sitting there with a smile on their face, and in the background was a great big light, sunlight, right? With it came the Four of Pentacles. And I felt that these cards were saying you're taking a moment to find guidance and reestablish control over the things, that are muddling and fuddling your brain. So after this came this, and it's 43. Your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. Just the number 43 that comes down to 7 is telling me that you are assessing. You're taking things in. You're figuring things out, right? I love this beautiful light because the Four of Cup light in the background, almost, it's like now this light is revealing itself. It's shining through, letting you know what it's all about, right? And I feel that this card is saying you got better things to do. You got better things to do than to worry about whether or not somebody loves you or cares about you. When when clearly they just, they're probably either not interested or they've gone past this. We talk a lot about getting past old relationships or phases of relationships, friendships, right? And I think Spirit wants you to follow this light. Out of the dumps, into the light, right? Figure out where you need to be. Because while you're in that low vibing energy, you're missing the signs and the guidance that's coming in. And I feel that that is the most important part to that. That you're missing the guidance. You're not seeing it shining for you, waiting for you to make a move, to go forward. Okay? So there's a lot of signs, there's nudges that you may be getting from the universe that's calling you to move forward. Sometimes they're gentle and sometimes they're more jarring. I would consider these readings probably a more gentle phase. And it's saying, you signed up for this, so get on with it, right? Get on with moving forward. Trust in yourself and know that you have a destiny of greatness to fulfill. Okay? I almost feel like they're saying, don't spend too much time in the riffraff of things. Things that are done, things that should have been cut away and let go of. Okay? Create a new story for yourself. Okay? Make your life a beautiful mythic tale. And watch out for the beacon that's calling you to your home, to your sense of knowing, to your sense of being. All right. So as we carried on, The next thing that came in was the moon and the Justice card. And what came in was it takes more energy to confuse ourselves. Okay? It takes more energy to confuse ourselves than to actually just follow a simple path. And the card that came in with this was 39. Your effortless effort is fully required. And I feel like the guidance system's been there. You have a definite path. You have effortless effort, joy, mastery, balance, and vision. Okay? All of this is there for you. Also, 39 goes down to 12. 12 is the hangman, perspective. And then down to 3, the Empress, creativity. Okay? Imagine the stories we create that causes the pain. You know, what I'm trying to say here is that imagine all the effort it takes to create the stories that cause us pain. We really do. It should be effortless, but we put in so much effort in trying to guess how people wronged us, why they wronged us, why the situation is not working, why it feels awful, and we just stay there and kind of beat it to death. Okay? This told me that the attachment to a certain thought or expectation of people and things creates a lot of disappointment in life. It creates lots of disappointment. So instead, you should just try to make it as simple. Don't make up stories without having had that conversation. You know, we say to ourselves, that person left because they did not love me anymore. Did they actually say that? Now, for some of you will say, yes, they did. Okay. I'm talking about friendships, people who kind of leave your, you know, your spectrum. We've had those people. You lose touch with them, or they just kind of peter off and, you know, don't come back. And you're making up all these stories that they're mad at you, they hate you, they don't love you. And this, it creates a lot of disappointment in your mind of stories that have not been corroborated, that are not even real. Instead, pick the simpler path. Either have that conversation and let them explain. Maybe they're just busy. Maybe their lives are going in a different direction, but it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it has to do with them. They have their own path to follow, and so do you. Okay? So just remember that. You may meet up again or not. Okay? So, you need to develop a sense of when to push and when to just allow stuff. Okay? There's a dance between action and surrendering, of doing and being. Okay? One of the surefire ways of getting something done is you put your full heart, put 100% effort into something. When you put your heart into it, you will actually win. Okay? And some of you may say, well, it's my heart that's feeling the pain. But like I mentioned in the earlier reading, send them love. Send them love from your heart. And leave them on their way. Send them a message of love. And let it go. Okay? Putting in the work, if you put it from a true place of meaning and not made up thoughts, will give you the reward you need. It'll give you the peace that you need. It'll give you that place. It'll stop creating that disappointment, that frustration, that depression. When your expectations aren't met, you get very upset. If you're waiting for outside praise or recognition, you're always stuck to it. You're like beholden to it. When you don't have that, you're free. Okay? So, get yourself in a state of flow. Put your energy where it is needed and where it is wanted, where it's required, not on things that are going to make you feel worse. And that should help a lot. Okay? So this comes down to 3. Okay. So as I was listening, I realized that I said the 4th position, or the 4th card in the first reading I said was the 5th. It's okay. It happens. It's okay. But the 4th position was Judgment and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay? And it had to do with getting rid of and releasing. The Judgment card is all about releasing. And what came out was 33. You are at a divine Y point. Notice as well that this tree is healthy and has 2 beautiful branches. Okay? Again, a tree growing up. Also, 33 is 6. We now have 6 and 9 and 3 with this. Okay? 3, 6, 9. Great numbers. 33 is also 6 is harmony. Okay? You are at a divine Y point. You need to clear in order for you to continue, without the encumbrances of all of this stuff that is glued to you. I talked about an example of clearing water in my first reading. You'll have to go see that, okay? But that's very much what that is. You need to make room in order to see. You need to make room in order to see better, to understand what's happening, so that you have a clear view of everything, not the smoky background of a blue sky. Okay? The greens are greens, the blue is blue. There's no more murky water in the way of where you're going. Okay? So, at each moment in time and space, there's a choice point. Okay? By some of the sages, it's been called that Y point. Where are you going to go? Left or right? You're going to stay where you are, stuck in low vibing energy, or are you going to release the things and let it go and move forward? Each of the branches leads to new possibilities, and in turn, more possibilities, right? There's no wrong choices. There's just choices. But sometimes it feels overwhelming because you have to navigate with your heart. Your mind scares your heart, and then your heart gets scared. You know, it always works that way. I always say, is if we could get the mind out of it, the heart would follow a lot more things of that feel good, right? But our mind always comes in to butt in, and it's needed. It's needed. It's there to keep us safe in perilous times, of course. But that's the tool it was made. But we have honed it so much that and we let it take over so much that it's let us in fear. That branch right here. Okay? And then it can get overwhelming. But if you navigate with your heart, it's not just a why, it's your why. What's your greatest why for where you're headed? And then go in that direction. Why do you want to evolve? Okay? Your heart should be your GPS navigating the journey. And like I said, there's no wrong way. You'll just get rerouted. I've been rerouted so many times in my life, it's not even funny anymore. They try to push me back on the path, and I just go, yeah, but has been a big part of my life. But there's no worries. You get rerouted. They're constantly trying to correct. It is like a GPS. You know, it's like, whoops, you went the wrong way. Okay, you're going to turn left again. And if I turn right, you're still going the wrong way. We're going to turn left again. until finally one day go, okay, let's turn left, right? You will arrive to destination. It's just, this is a guidance to help you decide if you're going to get there slow or quickly. If you really listen to yourself and you start dealing with the things you need to, you may get there more quickly and feel better about it. So always take their advice. Always look deeper. Always find meaning in everything that they're saying, because it's worth listening to see if I can shorten the distance and increase the energy, the higher vibing energy between the 2 points, right? All right. So the last card that came out was in the first reading was the Seven of Wands and the Three of Cups and oneness. Okay. And the question was how to instill gratitude. Okay. And the card that came in for this reading was 3. And there's the complete 369 again. Allow your work to become your art. And there's that 3 again. And not only that, not 3, the actual, growing tree, and the sun, the light that keeps shining. Now your tree is full of leaves, okay? It's fully grown, it's beautiful, the sun is shining, and now it's a beautiful, picturesque work of art. I feel that it's just saying, look, the more days you spend feeling awful, let's just look at it, okay? The more days you spend in this low vibing energy, the longer it will take for you to find this beautiful picture. Not only that, take the time to enjoy your life. Make your journey a work of art. Don't get stuck in the muck so much. There's no fun there. Okay? So, let's look at 3. You've now been given a choice of what kind of work will truly become your art, of what kind of energy you want to invite in. It's up to you. You're limited only by how much courage you can muster to fully explore what this can mean. You have to merge your head, your heart, and your highest purpose to bring everything to bear. From the business model to the impact you wish to make. Envision the business, the love story, the friendships. You want the world to experience, you want yourself to experience. Okay. Find your purpose. Your dream life is just around the corner waiting for you to bring it in. It talks a lot about business here, but I feel that this is talking about just making every day a work of art in your life. Making it stand out so that the energies, the bad energies, don't come in and kind of suck you in. Now, I understand that sometimes it's hard to let go, or hard to think that not everybody in the world is going to love you. That not everybody you knew or know wants to be part of your life. But do you really want to spend all that time trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole? You have your own life to live. You have your own way of being. And it's time for you to do it. It's time for you to believe in it. That's all there is to it. I hope that you've enjoyed this bonus. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed listening to the first reading and pulling these cards as I was listening to it and getting a deeper meaning. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment, let me know. And to all my beautiful supporters, the ones who come here are constantly sending me the love. I feel it every time you do. And I thank you for giving me your time. Have a great rest of week. And don't forget to come back for the Oracle message. That's a really special one. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.